problem. My girlfriend just moved to New York, and she told me that when she got there, she was going to send me a postcard that had her new address and stuff. And it's been like over a week, and I haven't received anything at all. And so I was just wondering if maybe you could tell me why that might be.
I wouldn't know what to tell you without talking with the carrier. Of course, the carriers are all on the street right now.
Yeah.
As far as I know, he would deliver it. I don't see any reason not to deliver it.
Well, do you think that there's anything that might have happened to the mail, like along the way?
There's a lot of things could happen to a piece of mail. Get stuck in the mailbox where she dropped it. You get torn up by a machine in the mail processing plant. You get missent to another city.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just don't understand why this particular piece of mail wouldn't have gotten here.
Maybe because you didn't mail it.
Well, this is my girlfriend. I know that she mailed this postcard to me.
Mm-hmm.
What are you trying to say?
Hey, Mr. Postman, it's been 3 long days, and I still don't have a message from my baby. She said that she would write me when she got to New York City, and I still don't have that message from my baby. Hey, Mr. Postman, what's the deal? Was the envelope not sealed? Or was the postage on the letter not enough? Did they overfill your workload so you lost my baby's letter? Or did the boss treat you like garbage so in order to feel better, did you go down to the office with an AK-47 and just blow the other carriers away? Please, Mr. Postman, don't delay.
Yeah, I have a problem. I haven't been getting any voicemail messages.
Are you able to leave a message?
Well, who cares if I'm able to leave a message? I'm just trying to receive a message. Is there some problem going on, maybe like on your end?
Well, no, not usually.
Well, I don't know what the problem is.
Hey, Mr. Phoneman, it's been 3 long days, and I still don't have a message from my baby. She said she'd call the voicemail when she got to New York City, and there's still no friggin' message from my baby. Hey, Mr. Phoneman, don't you think it's kind of funny with all your automated systems and your interstate networks and your fiber optic bullshit that you still can't go 3 bloody days without screwing up my life? Well, even though I'm not a postman, I can still get pretty violent, and it takes more than weekend discounts for to keep this matter silent. And if I still don't have this message, I'll be waiting in the parking lot at 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Hey, Mr. Phoneman, see you soon.
Hi, I have America Online, and I haven't gotten any email at all.
Okay, what I would like you to do is send yourself some email.
Well, what the hell good is it going to do if I send myself email?
Right. Why don't you try to send her some?
Well, I don't know what the damn problem is.
Hey, World Wide Webman, it's been 3 long days, and I still don't have an email from my baby. I've been checking my stupid email now for the past 60 hours, and there's still no friggin' message from my baby. Hey, World Wide Webman, did you overload your server, or was something reconfigured? Did you pick up some weird virus and it wiped out all your files? Well, if tomorrow comes around and I still don't have a message, well, I wouldn't want to be you when you find an unknown package that appears out on your doorstep, and you find inside a lead pipe filled with rusty nails and nitroglycerine, and it blows your sorry ass to smithereens. World Wide Webman, don't you mess with me. Hey, Mr. Phoneman, don't be mean. Please, Mr. Postman, can't you see? I'll blow your sorry ass to smithereens.
First she has a boyfriend, the next day she's engaged, then she says she's married. Girl, why are you playing these mind games? Love games, head games, brain games, mind benders, brain twisters. She's playing with my head. I saw her on the street with another guy. Funny 'cause 'cause she told me she didn't want to be in a relationship. Mind games, love games, head games, brain twisters, mind puzzlers. She's playing with my head. Word jumbles, brain busters, trivia questions, puzzle conundrums, jigsaw puzzles, crossword puzzles, Sudoku, Wordle. We haven't spoken in years. Someone told me that she moved to California and married a lawyer. But then she calls me out of the blue and says she wants to sell me vitamin water. Oh. Smiled, so I asked her on a date. She said that she was gay. Girl, why are you playing these mind games? Love games, head games, brain games, mind benders, brain twisters. She's playing with my head. Word jumbles, magic mazes. Spot the difference. What's the one where it's got the letters going around it and you have to use a common letter and unscramble it and make as many words as you can? Word quizzes, brain busters, trivia questions, puzzle conundrums, jigsaw puzzles, crossword puzzles, words without friends, mind games, love games.
Testing, checking the mic, 1, 2, check, help. Computer, volume 10. Computer, what time is it?
It's 11:59 a.m.
Fuck. Whew. Okay. Hello everybody, and welcome to Henry's Kitchen, the live stream. This is where we teach you how to cook in live fashion, where you can chat, interact. Maybe we share some anecdotes or just some general bullshit, for lack of a better word. I'm sure there are better words. But first, let's go ahead and check in with the alerts here. We've got Maui Girl says, wow, nice sunset in Pea, Maui. Maui Girl 45, one of our users, sent us this picture, and it's absolutely beautiful. It looks like you pretty much live in paradise, Maui Girl. Thanks for sending us this background. Box 94 says, hi, Henry. Very excited for this cabbage dish. It's going to be exciting. I'll tell you a little bit about it if you want to see a picture. No, that's our intern, Beanie Bo Beanie. Hold on a second here. Nope. Okay, come on now. I don't want to start off the stream like this. It's so difficult sometimes to get all this stuff going. Okay, here it is. This is Dan Dan Cabbage. Computer, what is Dan Dan?
Dan Dan is a YouTuber with 1,500,000 subscribers. Since creating their channel on April 4, 2016, they have received 153,719,371 views on 185 uploads.
Okay, so there's somebody named Dan Dan who made these noodles apparently. I don't know. I'm very confused about any of it. But we do get this website, this recipe from a website called yummymommies.com. And the reviews are good. This one says, this Angie says, I made this Dan Dan cabbage and my husband came. My husband came. This dish is super satisfying and perfectly spicy. Okay, so that's Angie from yummymommies.com. And Computer Fart for Me says,
Welcome to Big Fart. Would you like me to fart?
No, I don't want you to fart. So this has happened before. There's one of the users sort of pulling
that was a rotten one.
A little bit of a
Try asking me for a long and squeaky fart.
A prank on me.
Say random.
Their username is something that triggers the computer to somehow do a bunch of farting or something, and it doesn't accept the command to stop.
That was a muffled one.
Computer, stop farting.
Okay.
For more fun, try saying enable mini games.
Obadge2068 says, Henry, do you have any tips for playing guitar? Yeah, I do. Why don't I get the guitar right now? And we've got a couple of songs that have been requested on the Discord. By the way, I want to remind everybody, there are tour dates coming up in 2026, specifically February 22nd, St. Louis, Missouri. Beautiful town, right off the Mississippi. I'm playing at a place called Blue Strawberry, which is absolutely beautiful in the beautiful central West End area of St. Louis, and I can't wait, and I hope to see some of the users out there. We always have a good time. And then Game Master Flash says, got my tickets to Chicago this week. So yeah, Chicago is March 1st. I'm doing a show. That's my my cat Roast Beef, who's very excited. Oh boy. How you doing, buddy? He's has a lot of frustrations lately. I might have to do a little doctor trip soon to make sure everything's okay with him. But what was I talking about? Oh yeah, March 1st, I'm going to be at Zany's in Rosemont, which is a Chicago suburb. Zany's Comedy Club. And yeah, Roast Beef will be okay. He he's very old now, and it's very difficult to watch our loved ones age. And I'm sure everybody out there has gone through it in some way or another. If you're my age, you've had to see your parents age. If you're a young person, you've still had to see your parents age, but just not as badly. Usually it's more like you just see your parents turn into people that make old person jokes and stuff. Linda Jed 8 says, as soon as I saw you'd be there, I immediately bought a ticket. Solo date for me. Awesome. Thanks, Linda Jed 8. It's going to be a lot of fun. Pug Lady says, is Phoenix in the cards this year? I hope so. I've got my eye on a couple of spots. Maybe I'll run them by everybody on the Discord, and maybe you can check it out and let me know if that would be a cool place. It's really hard to find the right venue for a guy like me, because I call them up and I say, well, I mean, I cook, but I also tell stories and play guitar and songs and stuff. And they're like, I don't get this, and I don't know if I want it in my venue. But every now and then somebody does. Like in Naperville, when we went to Danny's Bar and Grill, we've had the best time ever. So we're going to continue. So anyway, thanks for the support on that. And let me go ahead and grab the guitar here. And And let me see, make sure that I think the problem is it's bowel movement time for my cat, and that's always a very difficult time for him. It's a difficult time for all of us. Bobins says, I started crying from laughter from that stupid computer fart for me moment. Why did she keep going? Oh no, you just made me say it again.
Welcome to Big Fart. Would you like me to fart?
No.
Okay.
Esoteric Erebos says, you should check out a place called Goofs in Somerville, Massachusetts, if you're looking for a place near Boston. Oh, okay. Sounds good to me. Is that a comedy club proper, or is it a, what exactly is it? But, okay. Let's go ahead and do this song here. And, we're going to put on some reverb, which is something that we like to do if possible. Check. Test. So you should be hearing my voice with some reverb. I'm going to change the background, but this is a beautiful background, Maui girl. Thank you for sending that picture of your hometown. And let's see what else we got. Dendra Leon sends us this picture, and there's a caption. Hold on. Oh, I see what's happening. I'm going to play a quick video here, and I'm going to relocate roast beef to the place that he wants to go. Don't worry, I don't mean that in a dark way. Let's go ahead here, play a video real quick. That's not it. Okay, that was a video submitted to us by HLS. Very cool. Yeah, Official Shitter says, wow, amazing. It was pretty amazing. Roast beef is going under the sink, which is his favorite place to hang out, and he just he has some difficulty moving around. He's really completely comfortable unless he's awake. MacReady2068 says, that video reminds me of Halloween 3 directed by John Carpenter. Yeah, that's pretty good. Prisma says, hi Henry, have you ever written a song about tomato paste? No, but it's not a bad idea. But Dendra Leon says, a less dramatic sunset photo, but that's Canada on the left, okay, and Detroit on the right. Okay, that definitely looks like a city there, and I think I've been here. So is that Windsor, Canada? Windsor is the place. I learned this on Jeopardy. It's the only place in the continental U.S. where you can actually look south and see Canada. But this picture kind of looks the opposite to me. Are we looking? So we must be looking north here. Because if we're in Canada, we're looking north to Detroit, which would be the reverse of that trivia. But I'm not quite sure. But either way, it's a great picture. New York Carl says, Canada and Detroit, two great countries. I believe so. Yeah, I agree. Let's check in with our alerts here. Gume Kande, who comes to us from the American Northeast, I believe, has subscribed for 37 months. Thanks, Gume Kande. Butt Smasher Masher has subscribed for 3 months. Thank you, Butt Smasher Masher. And Duza has subscribed as well for 35 months and says, happy birthday, Henry. Thank you, Duza. It's not my birthday. and it won't be for at least 9 months, but thank you very much. And Gardevire has subscribed also for 2 months. Thank you so much, everybody, for your subscriptions. Eclipse Producer says, hey, Henry, looking forward to you cooking today. Yeah, we've definitely got some cooking going on. I'll show you what we're going to be cooking. It's going to be that. And it's going to be good. And it's going to make us feel like what we did here today was worthwhile. I hope. Parasitosis asks, Henry, any restaurant recommendations for anywhere in the city of Tokyo? I've never been to Tokyo, so I wouldn't be the one to ask about that. But I would say try to find a nice Japanese restaurant. It's Kate X says, how was your Christmas, Henry? It was really incredible. It was a lot of fun. I did wine tasting. I don't know if anybody's ever done wine tasting, but it's very similar to just wine drinking. And it was very nice. All right, thanks for asking. It's Kate, and I hope everybody out there had a great Christmas or holiday time, whatever you celebrate. And I hope you're still celebrating it. It's the holiday weekend in between New Year's and Christmas, and I hope that your New Year's goes well. Fang Throat says, what did the wine taste like? There were 6 of them, and I thought they were supposed to be little tastes, but they were actually 6 glasses. The first one had notes of alcohol and oak, and then the second one was a sweet wine, a Pinot something or other. I don't remember, I was drunk. But let's go ahead and do this song. This is a song that was requested to us by a user, Beanie Bobini, who is our resident intern here. And let's go ahead and do this. This is a beautiful song by Brian Wilson and the Beach Boys. Very old one, but it gives us a little bit of an insight to the dark and tortured life that Brian Wilson led during his younger years. He eventually got happy. There's a great movie about it called Love and Mercy. And but this song I'm going to change. It's called In My Room, but I'm going to change it to In My Kitchen to personalize it for us here at Henry's Kitchen. There's a world where I can go and tell my secrets to, in my kitchen. In my kitchen. In my kitchen. In this world I look out all my worries and my fears. In my kitchen. In my kitchen. My voice hurts. Sorry, Brian Wilson, I'm disgracing. Do my dreaming and my scheming, lie awake and pray. Do my crying and my sighing, laugh at yesterday. Dark and I'm alone, but I won't be afraid. In my kitchen. In my kitchen. Try adding a suspended 4 after each ending to jazz up the tab a bit. sorry. I was just reading the notes on the sheet music here. Sorry about that. But I think that's it. That's the song. Thanks, Beanie Bo Beanie. Mimsy Coon says, your kitchen sounds like a magical place, Henry. It really is. It's a place of escape, but it's also a place of adventure and sometimes a place of extreme danger. Okay, let's see what else we've got here. Let's go through a couple of other picks first. So we saw Maui Girl's sunset picture, and then we also have one from Unsuccessfully Coping. I don't know if this is in Maui, but wow, this is a great pick too. Beautiful sunsets, everybody. I like the symmetry here too. It's a nice background. This one really does fulfill the role of a green screen background, and I want to use it for the next song here. Thanks, Unsuccessfully Coping, and also Unsuccessfully Coping and Beanie Bo Beanie and Mochi and Duza and Parasitosis and Tbsp and anybody I'm leaving out. Thank you so much for the wonderful Christmas gifts. We are also going to be using a lot of those gifts today. And there was something I was going to say about it. Oh yeah, Unsuccessfully Coping. I'm working on using some high-powered glue I got from the hardware store to fix what was broken during the transport of the gift that you gave. And I can't wait. It's going to be wonderful. Okay. McReady2068 says, will there be a New Year's stream? No, but there'll be plenty of streaming in 2026. This is the last stream of the new year. Capacious T says, can you play Cooking with Satan by the Sun City Girls? I've never heard it, but go ahead and put it on the Discord, and if I have time, I'll try to learn it and do it. It sounds like a great title. Okay, so this next song here is suggested to us by Maui Girl, and it's a song by Johnny Cash. It's one of his early hits called Ring of Fire. It's all about finding the right key. Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring, bound by wild desire. I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. Maui Girl says, I figure after we eat the noodles, we will need this song. Yeah. We're going to have a ring of fire around our anuses. I think that's what you mean. I hope. Otherwise, that makes me look like a weirdo. Parasitosis says this is a song about geology. It really is. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. The taste of love is sweet when hearts like ours meet. I fell for you like a child. Oh, but the fire went wild. Here we go. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire. It burns. Oh my God, does it burn? Ow. The ring of fire. Thank you, Maui Girl, for requesting that song. Goblin Gut says, "Youch." Parasitosis says, "Get this man some aloe to apply and then drink." Yeah. Purple Donut Filling His Fruit says they probably need to put a warning sign by the ring of fire so no one else falls in it. Yeah, they probably should. I mean, what's he doing falling into a ring of fire? Also, he's dead. He can't be singing songs and shit. All right, let's see what there's other sunset ones. Purple is a Fruit gave us this beautiful one. Wow, so many great sunsets. I'm jealous. And, they say that sunsets, as beautiful as they are an indication of debris in the air, and they actually become more and more beautiful with increased air pollution. And the ultimate sunset would be seen during a nuclear holocaust. So we've got that to look forward to. Saguaro Ooh says, "Lucky 42. Thank you, Saguaro Ooh. Saguaro Ooh just subscribed for 42 months at the tier 3 level. That's absolutely amazing. Thank you, Saguaro, and I hope to get down to the American Southwest this year. I really need to figure this out. Shardy Fardum Official says, "Sick. Can't wait." Yeah, none of us can wait. Boy, what's going on here? Not good. Ursula says, "Happy holidays to you, Beef and Boof, and all the followers. Wishing you all the best in 2026. Thanks for being awesome." Thank you, Ursula. You're awesome for subscribing for 40 months at the tier 1 level. Thank you so much for that. And Koromochi says, "Half a year already now. Happy 2026 and much love, everyone." Thank you, Koromochi, for your 6-month subscription. And Gumme Kande, thank you for your subscription as well. Okay, ADHDJ says, "Woo." Okay, Beanie Bobini asks if Jizzy can go into the storage now. That was the nickname given to the elf on the shelf. He's on his way to the Goodwill to maybe make some other child creeped out next year. Okay, let's see what else we have in terms of pictures. Beanie Bobini sends us this picture of the mini apple, which I believe is a reference to Minneapolis, or it's a reference to a smaller version of the Big Apple, which is New York City. Either way, I like the double entendre there. And if you've never been to Minneapolis, it's really one of the best cities in the U.S., in my opinion. Killer music scene, great people, great food, and you got the Mississippi right there. I'm a big fan of the cities on the Mississippi. Mac Ready 2068 says, "Do you ever plan to go to New York?" I would love to. I don't know if I ever performed there. There's never a lot of demand for me there in New York, but maybe we could make that happen sometime. Parasitosis says, "Wouldn't York in England just be the apple?" Yeah, York is the apple, New York is the new apple or the Big Apple, and Minneapolis is the mini apple. Goblin Gut says, "Hen Lips goes to the big city." Yeah. That was my favorite children's book. Okay, let's get another one of these pictures here. Desolate Reality gives us this picture. This looks like, what is this? My eyes aren't so great. This looks like maybe it's a cafeteria, either in a school or maybe in prison. It looks like when they do those prison scenes where everybody's eating and a riot breaks out. Let me know if there's any... McReady says, "Reminds me of my local Chinese restaurant." Yeah, let's pretend I'm doing a gig in a Chinese restaurant and this is my background and I'm facing you guys where I've got my back to the audience and there's nobody there. We have another song here. This one was requested to us. Oh boy, I didn't write it down. In this case, I need to ask the moderators, can somebody tell me who requested I'm a Believer? Was it Nancy Drudels, I think? I'm a Believer. This is by the Monkees, but I think this particular song was written by Neil Diamond, but performed by the Monkees. Let me know if we can, because I don't like to go without credit. Somebody, I was right. Okay, it's Nancy Drudels. Thanks, It's Kate, for verification on that. Thanks for being just generally on the ball. And here we go. I'm a Believer by the Monkees. I thought love was only... Wait, no, that's the other song. I thought love was only true in fairy tales, meant for someone else but not for me. Love was out to get me, that's the way it seemed. Disappointed, haunted all my dreams. Then I saw her face, now I'm a believer. Not a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm in love, I'm a believer. I couldn't leave her if I tried. I thought love was more or less a given thing. Seems the more I gave, the less I got. What's the use of trying? All you get is pain. When I needed sunshine, I got rain. Everybody watch out. Then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer. Without a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm in love. I'm a believer. I couldn't leave her if I tried. Love was out. Sorry, everybody. Love was out to get me. That's the way it seemed. Oh, we've got roast beef going to his. He just walked up his stairs, and I guess this song was a hit for him, so he's going to go over there and get all cuddled up. Love was out to get me, that's the way it seemed. Disappointment haunted all my dreams. Then I saw her face. I'm a believer. Not a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm in love. I'm a believer. I couldn't leave her if I tried. And then I saw her face. There we go. BK said, did they write this song for Shrek? No. Neil Diamond wrote this, I think, for the Monkees, and then it became a hit of his own. Not to be confused with my friend Mark Cohen, who did his own version of it. She's sitting on my face. It's dirty, so you can go look it up. It's in the movie Punching the Clown. But, all right. Well, that was exciting. Speaking of Mark Cohen, we actually have a new game from him that we're going to try. I think this is probably as good of a time to try it as any. I just have to hope that I can get the logistics right. Let's see here. Air Supply Band official. Wow, this is really the band Air Supply is watching this Sunday morning. That's kind of cool. Says, we wrote an early version of that song, but no one wants to talk about that. Really? You wrote an early version of I'm a Believer? I did not know that, and I guess nobody wants to talk about it, but they should, because that's a pretty awesome thing. Okay, 21 OG says, watching this at a funeral. Thanks, Henry. Thank you, 21 OG. Parasitosis says, fuck you, YouTube. Okay. Mimsy Coon says, we're playing games before cooking. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and do this game that Mark Cohen sent us. I tried playing it, and it's pretty difficult. And then maybe you guys can try it at home. But I got to do the logistics. And we also have to, let's see, we're going to get there. Yeah. I think it's trying. Oh, here we go. Wait, we almost had it for a second there. We're loading it. Can you see me? And you can hear me. And you can see the, whoa, Jeff George 23 just gifted. Oh, we're going to get to that. We're going to get back to the alerts there, because that looked like some more information there. Oh no. Wait, hold on a sec. I'm trying to get the sound going. Okay. I have to figure out how to go up and down on this thing. I thought I was going to use the space bar. Okay. Oh yeah, here we go. So the idea here is that we're going to be trying to make breakfast. Oh shit. It's very difficult. Okay, I made 0 breakfasts. Flappy Hen, that could be a good name for this. Dark Ages says, hey fellow users, my broken computer is fixed, but duct tape and hope are the only thing keeping it from blowing up right now. Well, I'm glad you're here. We're playing a new game here that Mark Cohen, our resident game provider for Henry's Kitchen, just made us. And let's see if I can do better. I think that Mark Cohen said he made 16 breakfasts. So that's me with the apron there. I just got hit by a car. Bacon. And you're the one who swept me off my feet. Oh. Pushed me in the street. This game is almost impossible. I made 0 breakfasts. I got to figure out how to make. There's a play again button. Where's the play again button? Real Elvis got 2 breakfasts. Okay. I'm just going to reload. That seems to work. I guess it's the real Elvis, the actual Elvis. Okay, I got to make at least 1 breakfast here before we... Sorry, everybody, shut up. I have to concentrate. Oh, no.
car. And you're the one who swept me off my
Okay, I'm getting better now.
pushed me in the street, left me in a cold.
I'm killing it.
Guacamole me, guacamole you. I just got busted for drugs.
Just a little concentration was all I needed.
Sold me to the Fed, leaving me for dead.
I think I'm in the zone now.
Making guacamole, mix it in the bowl.
Ah,
I just got
I only made 4 breakfasts. Okay. All right, everybody. We had a lot of fun, but we're going to try it one more time. Beanie Bobini says, first he doesn't pay me, and then he tells me to shut up. No, I wasn't referring to you. Purple Donut, that's our intern, Beanie Bobini. Purple Donut filling his fruit says, pretty damn good. Yeah, I'm going to try to beat 4 breakfasts, and then we really got to get to work. Shardy Fardum Official says, guacamole coma. Yep. WTF says, was the motion capture for this difficult to do? How long were you suspended in midair? It was a long session. It was similar to Lord of the Rings, the Gollum. Okay, bacon, eggs. Oh! It's really frustrating when you miss one. Bacon, cheese.
guacamole me, guacamole.
I need more toast.
I just got busted for drugs.
You might notice that my head is a little bit bigger. That's just movie magic.
Leaving me for
And also I have a big head.
played me for a fool. Making guacamole, mix it in the bowl.
So when you play this, you have to use spacebar to go up and down. Or no, to go down, you just fall.
Covered me with honey.
It's a little bit like the game Defender that I grew up with.
Could you be so cruel? Take it.
Oh. Ah, missed. Okay, 5 breakfasts. I think we're going to have to leave it at that. Nancy Drudel says this is a good AB workout. Yeah, it is a little bit of a workout. I want to thank Mark Cohen for giving us this awesome game. It's providing some entertainment and allowing me to kill time with some content while we try to figure out what the hell we're doing here. IRLVDM Survivor says, when I look up at the LA skyline in the morning, I hope I look up and see Henry flying, making breakfast with objects floating in the sky. Wouldn't that be awesome? And also you'd be on acid, for sure. But yeah, thanks Mark for always keeping us entertained with some of these new games. Eclipse Producer says, Henry, can you actually plank like that for a longer time than you do in the game? No, I can plank for about a total of 1.5 seconds, and then I'm exhausted. All right, everybody, let's just scroll through a couple more of our pictures here. Beanie Bobini sent us an amazing piece of artwork, which we have in the kitchen, which you'll see in just a little bit. It's pretty great. Cabaret Lyle Real Shit. Oh no. Cabarelia gives us a picture called Real Shit. What is happening here? I see Winnie the Pooh and I see a dude making a rap or a gang sign or something. I don't know what's happening here. MacReady 2068 says, reminds me of Bath, New York. I didn't know there was a place called Bath, New York. I know there's a place called Bath in England. Okay, so yeah, I'm like you, Beanie Bobini. I like it, even though I don't know what's happening here. But I appreciate it. Thank you very much for sending this picture, Cabarelia. And what else do we have? Here's another one from Maui Girl. This one's a little less uncomfy. This one is looks like a little outhouse or maybe a back house that's got a toilet in it in Maui, presumably, based on the name. Oh yeah, and we've got alerts that we've got to read out here. Vised Feather cheered 100 bits. Thank you so much, Vised Feather. That's very nice of you to donate 100 bits. And also, Jeff George 23 gifted a tier 1 sub to Jogi, or Yogi, or Joji. There's so many ways that could be pronounced. But thank you very much for that, and welcome Jogi, or Yogi, or Yoji, or Joji to the platform. MacReady says, Mili Kalikalaka. That was the Christmas song that we did last time. That one is a tough one to do when you've had a little bit of gin. Okay, let's see what else we've got here. N5AU sends us this picture, which is a door, slanted door. Kind of scary. A lot of dark ones today. Velvet Train says, caught some guy watching this at a funeral. Now it's on the projector. Thanks, Henry. Oh no, I think that was the guy earlier who said that he was watching at a funeral. I Am Beardman says, did I miss the Dan Dan Cabbage? No, you absolutely did not. We're going to be making that very soon here. And we're going to find out what the fuck Dan Dan Cabbage is. Here, Purple is a Fruit gives us this. This is a cool pic. Looks like roast beef there. It looks like this person's got their own roast beef cat on a leash. I don't know if you can really walk your cat. I definitely know that roast beef would not be down with being walked. God forbid he gets in a cute position where we can see him on the camera. Instead, he's just laying with his butt facing us, so there's nothing cool going on there. Beanie Bobini says this is a Walmart. Yeah, no, I could have probably suspected. ADHDJ says, is roast beef still alive? Yeah, he is. We just saw him walking up the stairs. He's still hanging in there. But we check every now and then, do a little welfare check. And let's see what, this is the last picture. Soup Soaker. Victorian artwork here. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And it looks like it's a guy being attacked by winged, are those ducks? And he's got a giant meatball that's staring at him. I don't know what's happening here. Hotel, Motel, Holiday Inn. That's right. G-Docs, me BXU, you do have to watch out for birds. Yeah, meatball. Fangthroat says, Henry, your transitions are always so smooth. Where did you get your editing degree? You know what? I'm self-taught. I appreciate that. I'm sure that the editing that I've done, remember, if you teach yourself, you can be just as good as anybody. As a matter of fact, if you really want to learn something, I think you should teach it first and learn it while you're teaching it. That's kind of what I did with cooking, and look at me. I've turned this whole cooking thing into an empire, and not even really knowing what I was doing for the first several years. But now I'm making easily hundreds of dollars a month teaching it on Twitch, and even less on YouTube. MacRady2068 says Henry's editing skills are equivalent to an A24 movie. Yeah. Those, I don't know if anybody edits those. I think they just show a long, long wide shot of a room and then have all the dialogue take place in the corner. Okay. Little A24 slam there. Okay, everybody. I'm just going to pull this down. And we're going to get to work. We've got a lot of cooking today. It's going to be a real pain in the ass, as you can see. I've got all this shit. But we're going to do it together, and we're going to get through it. So it's going to be a lot of work. Dan Dan noodles. What are Dan Dan noodles? Well, we tried to ask a computer, which is connected to the entire knowledge base of the human race, and it didn't even know. It started talking about a YouTuber named Dan Dan. Computer, what are Dan Dan noodles?
From omnivorescookbook.com. Dan Dan noodles, Dan Dan mian, are one of the most famous of Sichuan street foods. The freshly boiled thin noodles are served in a savory, spicy sauce topped with crispy pork and peanut flakes. Simply serve together with a pair of chopsticks to coat the noodles with a bit of everything and slurp.
Okay. Official Shitter says we're all going to have pains in our asses together. That's right. This is a pain in the ass. And I guess the plural would be pains in our asses, which feels kind of weird when you say it that way. All right. Well, enough of this. Let's get to work. So this recipe comes to us from a website called yummymommies.com. And it's got great reviews. This review from Angie says, I made this Dan Dan cabbage and my husband came. My husband came. Period. This dish is super satisfying and perfectly spicy. Okay. So let's go ahead and see what we've got to work with here. Once again, if you want to see what the picture looks like. That's not right. Hold on. What? This is my least favorite part of this whole experience here. Bill Larkin. I have to work with my technical advisor at some point soon. Quanto. Oh yeah, here we go. These are our ingredients. We've got obviously the star of our show, which is going to be our cabbage. We've got some broth. I've got this beautiful honey from Morse Farm that was gifted to us by, I think this was Duza that gave us the syrup. I hope I'm not mistaken on that. It comes to us from the northeast region of America, New England specifically. Pure Vermont maple syrup, and we've got different flavors here, dark, roast, robust, so we can pick which one we're going to do. Oh, Duza had the coffee. Okay. This was... Oh, boy. I need the name. I'm very sorry. I don't have the card attached to it, but I hate myself for not remembering. If we can. Yeah, thanks, It's Kate. We need to find out who gave us the syrup. I know it's gonna ring familiar to me as soon as I hear it. And let's also make sure that... Oh, Cat Food Taste Tester. You're right. Cat Food Taste Tester gave us the maple syrup. And can we do... can we figure out a way that we can keep Cat Food Taste Tester from seeing that I forgot that they were the one that gave us the maple syrup? I don't know how you do that. If you can somehow distract them when they try to watch the VOD. I don't know. Okay. Toteload says I'll clip it. All right, great. Thank you, Cat Food Taste Tester, for these beautiful maple syrups, and we're going to be using them today along with Mochi's Nirvana, who I also forgot to thank in the beginning. Mochi gave us the peppercorns here. This is we're going to be using these peppercorns. They're called bourbon smoked black peppercorns. Can you imagine how awesome that sounds? And we also have another thing that we're going to be using from the users. Oh yes, This was from Vermont as well. This is from Cat Food Taste Tester. This was our part of our Fluffernutter ingredients. This one is Teddy's All Natural Smooth Peanut Butter. We're going to put peanut butter in this Dan Dan shit. And then we've got Tofu Eclipse Producer. It looks like we have an alert coming down the pike from Eclipse Producer, who gave out 2 community gift subs. Thank you very much for gifting those 2 subs, Eclipse Producer. Okie doke. And then we have garlic. Well, that's garlic powder, I guess, but it's the same thing. And then we have 5 Chinese spice. I've never used this before, but I had to get it for this recipe, so we're going to see what's going on there. Let's go ahead and smell it. Oh boy. Wow, that smells good. Guys, if you get a chance, just go to your local supermarket and get some 5 Chinese spice. And then just smell it. Okay. All right, everybody. So let's go ahead and get started here. I'm going to pull up the website. Number 1, we're going to make the Dan Dan sauce by whisking together the sesame paste, which we're not going to use. We're going to sub peanut butter. Okay, so yeah, we're getting right into it here. Let's go ahead and do this. We need make the Dan Dan sauce by whisking together 2.5 tablespoons of peanut butter, wow, they really seal that up, sealing in the goodness. I don't know how much this makes, but we'll go ahead and do it according to the scale. Oh wow, this stuff really is very fluid too, so that should make it easier for us. Whoa. It's even kind of hard to figure out what exactly 2.5 tablespoons is here, but I think that's roughly enough. And let's close this before any more of it oozes out on us. By the way, we have a green top here, which is always fun. That means we can do fun stuff like this. This is a portal into another world. Okay, that was fun. Okay. G.me BXU says, Henry, be careful. They put witches to death. Well, they did back in the 1600s or so, and maybe they still do. I don't know. They still do in a different way. Beanie Bobini says, would these nuts butter work as a substitute? These nuts butter. I'm not familiar. BK69, if anyone is allergic to peanut butter, toasted soy butter looks, smells, feels, and tastes identical. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you. All right. Let's see here. We also need some soy sauce. So 3 tablespoons. Parasitosis says, these nuts butter be cleaned up later. Yeah, we're going to be cleaning up everything. So we need 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. So let's go ahead and do that. Wow, we're already making a huge mess. That's usually a sign that you're cooking up something good. I'm not sure that that peanut butter is ever going to leave this spoon. Whoa, that's an interesting smell. Okay, so that's the Dan Dan sauce. Oh, there's more. We need the broth. Okay, so I have miso ginger broth, and we need a half a cup of it. Now, I'll just tell you, there's a little trick that I've found. You'll be watching YouTube or any of these cooking shows, Gordon Ramsay, just you name it, and they're fumbling around with all kinds of cups and tablespoons and measuring shit, you know. I don't know if people are too stupid to realize this, but look, this is 1 cup. This is a cup. The recipe is asking for specifically 1/2 a cup of broth. So where you're going to see these other chefs go and get a whole other cup off the shelf and get like a 1/2 cup thing, why don't you just take the 1 cup and look at this. Look how easy this is. I just fill it up halfway. I just filled it up halfway, and I don't have to have all kinds of extra cups that I have to clean. And you can do that with any of them. So let's say it asks for 1/4 of a cup. Well, you just fill it up 1/4 of the way. Or if you want 3/4 of a cup, well, you could either fill it up half of the way and then fill it up 1/4 of a way and do it that way. Or you could just fill it up 3/4 of the way. Or you could do 1/4 of a cup 3 times. There's all kinds of ways to do it, but you don't have to be getting all kinds of measuring cups. Saguaro Ooh says big measuring cup. Yeah, of course. They get to sell you more cups. It's just one of these things that they try to... Everybody's trying to separate you from the money in your wallet. And you have to realize that once you get to a certain age. Fangthroat says Secretes, Gordon Ramsay, and Big Kitchen don't want you to know. Oh, secrets. Secretes. I like the way you spelled that. Gordon Ramsay and Big Kitchen don't want you to know. Yeah, absolutely. Big Measuring Cup hates this one simple trick. Blindfolded Missile says, what I hate is doing everything right and having a subpar product. Any advice? If I figured that out, I'd have the Nobel Prize. I'd be a Nobel Prize winner. If I could figure out how you can cook everything perfectly and have it come out great every time, I wouldn't be cooking on YouTube. I'd be cooking with a Nobel Prize. Donnie Wahlberg says, another brilliant lesson from my favorite TV show, Hank's Pantry. Yeah, or it's a Henry's Kitchen, but that's close enough. Okay. We're still working on the Dan Dan. So it says now that we need, let's see. We did the broth. Now we need the Chinese Five Spice. So that's going to be this stuff. And how much of it does it want? These directions are all over the place. 1/2 teaspoon. I'm just going to go ahead and... I've been cooking long enough. I think I know about how much is 1/2 teaspoon. Okay. And it stopped coming out anyway for some reason. I think. Or maybe it's coming out and I can't see it. But either way, there's that. And garlic powder. Put just a little bit of that in there. I don't like too much garlic powder. And then maple syrup. This is the exciting part. Cat Food Taste Tester gave us this awesome syrup. We're going to use the one that's labeled Amber Rich Taste. Okay. And how much of this does it want? One to 2 tablespoons. Why don't we use... I don't know if I want to save some of it for later, or if I want to use it all. Okay, unfortunately something already smells shitty out of this bowl. I think that garlic powder was no good. I might have fucked it up. Maybe this is going to change that though. What is this? Does it have an expiration? Computer, does garlic powder expire?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, garlic may powder, it may not.
What the fuck does that mean? Computer, does garlic powder expire?
From stilltasty.com. Properly stored, garlic powder will generally stay at best quality for about 3 to 4 years. To maximize the shelf life of garlic powder purchased in bulk, and to better retain flavor and potency, store in containers with tight-fitting lids.
Yeah, well, I think we're okay. I don't know why it smells weird. I guess because it's garlic powder. Fangthroat says, in case you didn't know, if you add an expired ingredient to the non-expired one, it'll cancel it out. Oh, I didn't know that. That's a good tip. I love the tips that you guys give. All right, believe it or not, we're still adding shit to our work bowl to make the Dan Dan. So now we need something called chili crisp. That's this. And how much? 1 teaspoon. Okay. So now when they start getting down to 1 teaspoon of something, then you know that you're probably not working with ingredients that really matter that much. So let's go ahead and put that in there. All right. Now I'm just going to go ahead and start whisking this. This is our Dan Dan. I hate when it does that. Money Curse says the peanut butter will wrestle the garlic powder into submission later. Well, that's, I guess, what we're all hoping. ADHDJ says, did you ever watch Justin Wilson on the PBS channels? No, I'm not familiar with him. Is he another cooking explainer? Total Load says 3 to 4 years is like 324 years. Yeah, I mean, it really is. Okay, well, this is starting to look like regular sauce, and I like that. That's kind of nice. I think we're probably doing okay. So this is something called Dan Dan Cabbage, and this is the Dan Dan sauce. Seems to be mostly peanut butter and soy sauce, but there's a couple of extra flavorings in there. 5 Chinese spices. There were a couple other ones. Lord Cream says, happy birthday. Thank you. It's not my birthday, but thank you, Lord Cream. I Am Beardman says microplastics. Yeah, and macroplastics. This is a plastic work bowl that I'm using here. I feel like I'm wasting a lot of the ingredients on the side here, and I want to get those in there. This is a little trick that my grandmother told me that she learned when she was in the joint. Okay. That is done. Dan Dan sauce is done. Set aside. Okay, so a lot of times when you're doing a recipe, they'll have you do all kinds of work and then they'll say set aside. Don't worry, it is gonna, you didn't just work for nothing. It's something that's gonna come in later in the recipe, because for the first like several years, I was thinking, well, they just made me do all this shit just to set it aside. No, they're gonna bring it in. It's gonna be used. So I'm gonna put this, I think, on my coffee maker because that's the only surface area that I've got left. Parasitosis says, Henry, would hot single moms in my area like this recipe? They keep asking me to visit, and I hate to bring nothing with me. You never want to show up to a single mom's place empty-handed. You should probably bring some Dan Dan cabbage or noodles. If they're vegan, then you want to bring Dan Dan cabbage. If they're vegetarian, then Dan Dan noodles will be okay. Okay, so number 2. Prepare the cabbage by removing as much of the core as possible. Okay. Let's see what the hell they mean by that. Remove the core. We're going to need a knife. I don't feel like putting on a protective glove right now, so I'm just going to use what's called a paring knife. Where's the core? Oh, this would be the core. So we're going to cut around the core. like so. One thing, our friend Chef Reactions, we've done a couple of collaborations, and he pretty much said my cooking was really good. And we had mutual respect for each other. There was one honest critique, constructive critique that I got from him, and that was that I don't really use surface space very well in the kitchen. I'm not very efficient with my usage of surface space. And I guess I understand that now, because I'm already running out of area to put my cabbage here. So that was a good constructive thing. He didn't tell me how to fix it. All right, Parasitosis, any future collabs with Chef in the future? I would absolutely love to. And other chefs as well. I've met a few chefs doing Henry's Kitchen, and I'd like to bring them on. Maybe that could be a resolution for 2026. We get some chefs actually here in Henry's Kitchen to work with me. Eclipse producer Henry, which chef inspires you the most? Well, I guess probably Julia Child was the original, so she should probably get the first mention. Fangthroat says, Ordinary Sausage X, Henry's Kitchen collab, when? I don't think I know that. Okay, next thing, prepare the cabbage. Discard outer leaves that are torn or discolored. I don't think I really had any. Cut it into long slices and set aside. Okay, so we're just going to cut it into long slices. Not sure exactly what they mean by that. This is a long slice. Okay, and then we're going to set this aside as well. So I've got a platter here, and don't worry, we're setting it aside, but we're not throwing it away. It would be pretty absurd for them to have you do a whole bunch of work and then say throw away. But set aside sometimes feels like the same thing. Okay, there's our cabbage. I have a feeling, and I haven't done this recipe before, but I have a feeling these cabbages are going to eventually connect somehow with our Dan Dan sauce that we just made. Okay, now we're going to start cooking. This part's going to be tough. So I have a what's called an infrared stovetop here. Running out of fucking space, man. Okay, this is an infrared stove. Turn it on. And we're gonna cook up our tofu. That's this. And how much do we need? 10 ounces. How much is in here? Come on. 12 ounces. I think that'll be fine. Okay. So we're going to heat a tablespoon of oil. So I've got some Acovedo oil here. We're just going to put in 1 tablespoon. I've already soiled all my other spoons here. Computer, how many teaspoons is 1 tablespoon?
1 tablespoon is 3 teaspoons.
There we go. I never knew it was that easy. Okay. And then we're going to cut apart the tofu into a fine crumble and add it to the pan. I might need literally another board. I've got a skinnier board here that we can use. I can't get this thing open, which sucks. And where's my knife? What happened to my paring knife? Oh, it's here. Oh boy, there's a bunch of water in this. Let me drain this. They didn't tell me there was going to be a whole bunch of water. It was, I feel a little bit sabotaged there. Now we got to clean it up. Who does that? Who puts a shit ton of water in the package? I mean, even most soups, you just got a big chunky thing there that you add the water to later. I guess tuna can go either way, but okay. I think we're good. Now it wants us to do what here? Break apart into a fine crumble, add it to the hot pan and cook until the tofu takes off. So break it apart. I don't even need to cut it with the knife. Okay, it looks like this stuff is going. I'm going to crumble it up here. Now it says 3 to 5 minutes. I'm sure most of you who've been watching for a while know that what they're looking for is the number in between. So you would take 5 minutes, subtract 3 minutes, and you're left with 2 minutes. You cut that in half, so it's 1 minute, and you add it to your original lower number, which is the 3 minutes plus 1 minute. So they're looking for the number 4. 4 minutes. Computer, set timer for 4 minutes.
4 minutes, starting now.
Okay, so we're breaking it apart into a fine crumble and adding it to the pan, cooking for 3 to 5 minutes until the tofu takes on some color. Well, it is a color, it's white. I don't know what color, they should have been more specific. Toteload says you can also add the 2 and then half it, but that is only for more advanced chefs. Yeah, math is really something you should know if you're in the kitchen, but I think a lot of the young people nowadays have calculators that they can use. Let's find something to stir with here. This thing will do. My favorite spatula. Computer, how much time left?
You have 2 minutes and 50 seconds left on your 4-minute timer.
Okay, I'm going to keep stirring this. I think I'm going to make the heat a little higher. It's not really turning into any color. Cook up, I want to read this, make sure we're doing it right. Cook up 1 tablespoon of oil, which we did, in a large skillet. This is medium. On high heat, break apart the tofu into fine crumbles and then add it to the hot pan. We did. Cook for 3 to 5 minutes, which is 4 minutes, until the tofu takes on some color. The color is white, but they can't be talking about that. Unfortunately, I only have a medium skillet. I read it differently. I thought it said get a medium skillet and put it on high heat, but it said get a high skillet and put it on medium heat. Beanie Bobini says a different color. The color is brown, is what Eclipse Producer says. I think it's a long way from being brown. Computer, what happens if I undercook my tofu?
From MetroCookingDallas.com, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, USDA, cooked tofu should not be left out at room temperature for more than 2 hours. This is because bacteria can start to grow on the tofu after this time, increasing the risk of foodborne illness.
I'm going to make it hotter. What do they mean a fine crumble? I mean, this looks fine. Friend Schubert says, sorry I'm late, Henry. Is this your friend Dan's recipe? No. This is just some random recipe on yummymommies.com or whatever. Mommy Yummy. This looks very fine. Thanks, Chris in DC. Beanie Bobini, our intern, says increase the cooking time. Yeah, we might have to. We can push it to 5 minutes. That was our outer ceiling. There is literally no color happening here other than white, which is the one that we started with. This is a no-stick pan, supposedly. Let's take a look at this shit. Protein from soy buns. Perishable. Expires in January. Computer stop. Computer set timer for 1 minute. Computer set timer for 1 minute.
1 minute, starting now.
Okay. Now, we'll let that sit for a second and we're going to wait. We're going to look ahead to our next situation. Once the tofu has crisped up a bit and darkened in color, which it's not, add in the hoisin sauce, dark soy sauce, and 5 Chinese spice. Capacious tea, it's firm. Is that good or bad? Alright. I guess it's going to still do a little more. The sauce will change the color. That's what Money Curse says. Well, I think that's probably true. Thanks, Parasitosis says firm is good for most recipes. Computer stop. It's not getting brown. I don't know what's happening there, but we're just going to go ahead and continue. We're going to add in hoisin. So hoisin, we want 3 teaspoons. Wait, didn't we find out earlier that 3 teaspoons was 1 tablespoon? Why in God's name would it not just say then that we want 1 tablespoon of hoisin? Oh, that came out fast. Wow. But that's okay, because we always end up with a bunch of it still on the spoon. Now it's starting to stick. I'm going to turn down the heat whether it wants it or not. We've definitely got a situation happening. ADHDJ says, hey Chris, hey Beardman. Eclipse producer Henry, is everything going well over there? Yeah, it's going better now that the tofu has changed color like it says, but it didn't happen until we poured brown sauce in it. Next up, we need dark soy sauce, 2 teaspoons, also known as 2/3 of a tablespoon. All kinds of fucking spoons and shit. Okay, and then next up, more Chinese spice. Why do I not see it coming out? Oh, it's all clumped. Oh yeah, there it is. A little more mixing here. Okay, and then mix well, cook for another 5 minutes. Computer, set timer for 5 minutes.
5 minutes, starting now.
And it's starting to really stick, which pisses me off because this is supposed to be a no-stick pan. Unless I misread it, it might have been called a stick pan, and I read it as a no-stick pan because it really literally does stick every time. Okay, it's starting to smell. I Am Beardman says, "Ah, damn, I hate when I do that." Yeah. Okay. Purple Donut Filling His Fruit says, maybe it was a punctuation thing. No, comma, stick pan. Like it was an answer to a question. Parasitosis says, shaking spices, herbs over a steaming hot pan sadly speeds up the rate they expire. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, yeah, there has been a smell confirmed. Thanks, Money Curse. Okay. What else do we got coming up here? Lastly, we're going to add in the Sui Mi Ya Cai and mix well. Computer, what is Sui Mi Ya Cai?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Computer, what is Sui Mi Ya Cai?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
I got to figure out how to pronounce it. Computer, what is Sui Mi Ya Cai2?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Does anybody know what this stuff is? It's S-U-I, new word M-I, new word Y-A, new word K-A-I. Morinar says, was that the final tournament from Cobra Kai? No, I don't think so. Gardevoir, all computer knows is how to fart. Yeah, it really does seem like that. But remember, computer was made in man's image. Okay. Parasitosis says it's mustard greens. Ah, well, we have mustard. I don't think I want to put mustard in here. Okay, we're going to leave out the Sui Mi Ya Cai and cook for another 2-3 minutes. Remove from the pan, set aside again. Alright, well, computer, how much time left?
You have 2 minutes and 10 seconds left on your 5-minute timer.
Alright, well, this is probably as good a time as any for us to catch up on the alerts here. Gardevoir, thank you very much for gifting that Tier 1 sub to Chris in DC. Thank you, Chris in DC. I hope you're doing okay. I know there's a lot of storming going on all around the country right now. Eclipse Producer, thanks for cheering 7 bits and gifting 2 Tier 1 subs. And Vised Feather, thanks for cheering 100 bits. Jeff George, thanks for gifting that sub to Joji. Nancy Droodles says, Sui Mi Ya Cai is a traditional Sichuan condiment of fermented and minced mustard green stems. Well, I don't have it, so we're going to have to see what it tastes like without it. But I think so far, I think we're doing pretty damn good here. Computer, how much time left?
You have 1 minute and 10 seconds left on your 5-minute timer.
Okay. I also have this Chin Cayenne vinegar. But I don't know if that's supposed to be used or not. Joffe says, I only have one friend named Dan. Is that enough to make this legitimately? Yeah, I think it is one guy named Dan, but they call him Dan Dan. Kind of like they used to call John F. Kennedy Jr.'s, John F. Kennedy's son, either John F. Kennedy Jr. or they'd call him John John. I had one kid call me Hen Hen when I was a kid, but I don't think that was a compliment. Protoast60351 says, where can I find a good stick pan? All I have are non-stick. Well, I'll trade you, because stick pan is just a pan, and it's very it's not a great feature. So it looks like this tofu is going to be sort of the star of our proverbial show that we're putting on here. Computer, stop. Okay, so now we're going to pretend to put in our Sui Mi Ya Cai. Computer, stop. And then we're going to stir for another, it says 2 to 3 minutes, so that's 3 minutes minus 2 is 1 minute. Cut it in half, 30 seconds. Add it to the lower number, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Computer, set timer to 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
2 minutes and 30 seconds, starting now.
Nancy Driddles says, actually, the John John thing was coined by the press, and the dude hated it. Oh, I didn't realize that. I thought maybe that was some sort of endearing nickname that his dad gave him or something, but I guess not. Yeah, I would hate it too. Hen Hen is in the news. Yeah, that would be awful. Beanie Bobini says, never mind. Okay. So what we have here is sort of a crumble, if you will. I'm afraid to put the temperature too hot because it makes everything stick, but then again it doesn't cook quite enough either, so I'm a little bit in sort of a dilemma, one of those catch-22s I guess you've heard about. But it smells, it definitely smells. Oh, Nancy Droodle says peppercorns. Yeah, when do we put our peppercorns in there? It hasn't asked them for them yet. I think I'm just going to put them in there. These look so fucking good. Advanced bourbon smoked black peppercorns. These might be the magic ingredients that's going to save us. Computer, how much time left?
You have 40 seconds left on your 2 minute and 30 second timer.
Oh yeah, it's on autofocus, so I don't know. Maybe if I take these bottles out. Okay, so now it's time for the peanuts. Alright. Computer, how much time left?
You have less than 10 seconds left on your 2 minute and 30 second timer.
Computer, stop. Okay, so next. It says remove from the pan and set aside. So now we need yet another bowl. A lot of setting aside happening in this dish. Okay. In the same pan, add half a tablespoon of oil, which we learned earlier is 1.5 teaspoons of oil. I'm going to use more because I'm tired of this stuff sticking everywhere. I just used a whole shit ton more. A little bit out of anger. It's not supposed to stick like that. That's a lot of oil, guys. Alright, what are we doing here? In the same pan, add the oil, add the cabbage, and season with salt and pepper. Okay, so this is where our peppercorns come in. Cook for 5 minutes until there is a light char on some pieces. Okay, so we have a shit ton of cabbage here. I hope this all fits. So we're adding the cabbage and seasoning with salt and pepper. Well, we have our peppercorns. And computer set timer for 6 minutes.
6 minutes, starting now.
Use our bourbon smoked peppercorns along with some salt. Remember, we also have our salt and pepper shakers that were gifted to us by Game Master Flash. You just look on the bottom. If you don't know who Salt and Pepper are, which I don't, I just look on the bottom and I see that there's salt. But problem is some of it actually falls out when you're tipping it upside down. This is tough. I hope this gets smaller. I really do. Cover the pan until the cabbage has softened. Try not to overcook. You want there to be a little crunch left. You know what we're going to do? We're going to take the Dutch oven that was gifted to us by you, the users, and it actually happens to be the exact same size as our stick pan. So let's go ahead and leave that there. Donnie Wahlberg says, how do they harvest the peanuts from the peas, Henry? I guess they have people that pick the nuts out of the peas. It seems like a very tedious job, but you know what? It brings a lot of joy. Beanie Bobini says, modern problems require modern solutions. Yes, absolutely. I think what Beanie Bobini's trying to say is they probably have a nut harvesting machine nowadays that does all the work. Okay. Let's check in on roast beef here. Still pretty much just sleeping in the same position, which is good. Parasitosa says, like my wife. Okay. Donnie Wahlberg says they must use a magnifying glass. Yeah. JSBX fan says, Henry, I wore your apron to prep Xmas dinner. Wow, that's amazing. ITB Onid-chan says, Henry, do you also sometimes feel like a nut? Yeah, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Mounds don't. Okay. Computer, how much time left?
You have 2 minutes and 40 seconds left on your 6-minute timer.
Well, one thing's for damn sure. We have made a fucking mess here. And now we have to figure out which caps go with which items, which is one of the hardest things about cooking. Somewhere there's got to be, is it this one? No. This one. So we just have a black cap here for the Hoisin. Let's start getting our ingredients ready. I think if we're lucky, we're going to have a little bit of a makeshift assembly line situation here, where we've got our sauce, our Dan Dan sauce, along with our tofu, as well as this cabbage. So I just want to jump ahead here. Mix well. We didn't do that because there was so much of it. Cover until it's softened, but don't overcook. It's not even a little bit softened. Oh no. It's burned on the bottom. We're making a mess. Maybe that's not so bad, actually. I don't know. Dynamite Stick 17 says it looks great. Yeah, I guess it looks good. I thought maybe I was burning it on the bottom, but yeah. Pro Toast says a bit of char is good. Thanks, everybody. It's Kate says from Capacious Tea. Hey, Henry, I sent you a Christmas card to thank you for my apron, and I'm wondering if you got it. Was it in the P.O. box? I haven't checked it since Christmas, but I will check it, and I'll read it. Lord Fartmore says, hi, Handlips. Hi, Lord Fartmore. Maybe you need to lower the heat. Okay. I'll lower it a little bit. Eclipse Producer, thanks for the cheers. Oh, computer, stop. Okay, that's our noodles. Okay, so let's see what the final step is going to be here. What was that timer? Did I do the 5 minute? Oh yeah, I did 6 minutes. Wow, that thing is hot, by the way. Be careful. You should use some kind of a glove when you pick that thing up. So we've got a little char going on, which is nice. At first I was worried, but the users say that that's good. And I think I remember seeing somewhere where it said you should have some char. Yeah, light char on some pieces. Mix well. Try not to overcook. You still want some crunch. Okay, I think we're ready. We're gonna serve. Okay, it says here, at this point you want to set up sort of a makeshift assembly line, if you will, whereby you line up the cabbage, the Dan Dan sauce, and the tofu crumbles, and assemble. Okay, Gumme Candy says brown food is good food. Yep. All right. Well, let's take our plate here. So to serve, add a couple ladies of the sauce. Is that like a lady of the night? Into each bowl. What does that mean? Ladies of the sauce? Beanie Bobini says laddies. Add a couple ladles. Oh, I'm sorry, ladles. Okay, to serve, add a couple ladles of the sauce into each bowl. Into each bowl? What do they think, we've got all kinds of bowls? I'm just doing one bowl, but I'll get one over here. We've actually got one of these sort of Asian style bowls here. I don't have any space to do this, and it's a little difficult. Okay, now we need a ladle. I do have a ladle here. To serve, add a couple ladles of the sauce into each bowl, which is just one bowl. They're sure they want to do that first. Add in a serving of the cabbage. Let's turn this off. Oh boy, we've got char. We've got char. Okay, I'd say that's probably a serving full. I want to take this away from the heat. And then we want to top this with the minced tofu. And garnish with some chopped peanuts. We have those. I was eating them earlier. Ooh, that's hot. Garnish with peanuts. Mix well. It's kind of weird that our sauce is all on the bottom, but that's okay. And we'll grab a fork. I know we should probably have chopsticks. Let's take a look at our... this is what we have there. Ours looks pretty damn close. Parasitosis says that tofu would probably be great as a meat replacement for tacos. Yeah, probably. It looks like that. Dark Aegis says, I'm angry I missed the vote because this is almost certainly going to be fucking delicious. Wow, thanks everybody. I'm excited. I think it will be. And you know what's nice is I didn't use whatever this is, which might have been the thing that fucks it up. Sometimes just erring on the side of not putting something in there can probably save your dish. Okay. These are called Dan Dan Cabbage. Sort of a vegan take on Dan Dan noodles. It smells fine, but we're going to find out if it tastes good. Eclipse Producer says, Henry, I'm looking forward to your thoughts on the flavor. Well, I'll be honest. So once again, let's take a look at their picture. Pretty darn close, except for I have a much messier kitchen here. Hold on. Yeah. This is the final test. In the kitchen, I will just say a little bit of a word of advice or wisdom, I guess, from my many years of doing it. At the end of the day, it's about how it tastes. Sure, we want it to look like the picture, but I mean, if you make food and it looks exactly like the picture and you serve it to your neighbors and they say it tastes like shit and they never want to see you again, that's really how you know whether you've done well or not. Sociopathogen says, thank you for your service, 07. Is that oxygen? Computer, what's 07?
Sorry, I didn't catch that. Could you repeat your calculation? By the way, you have a new notification. Do you want to hear it?
No. Always trying to dox me. Okay, here we go. Try some of the tofu. Got a kick to it. Wow. Guys, it's really good. This is really, really good. Like, honestly, I feel like I just bought this at a restaurant like P.F. Chang's or one of those things. This is so fucking good. I can't even believe it. That is this 5 spice? Is that what made it so spicy? Because it's spicy in a good way. Oh, and it could have been the Mochi gave us those awesome peppercorns. And then Cat Food Taste Tester gave us this killer maple syrup. We used ingredients from all over the world, or at least all over the country. And oh my God, this is going to be a wonderful, healthy lunch. Check this out, roast beef. We made something killer. Aren't you excited? It's so good. He's sleeping away. Well, I don't know what to say. We've had some really good ones. I was not completely sure about this one. I do need some water because it's got a little kick to it. It's got some heat. Is this a new era for us here at Henry's Kitchen, where all of a sudden, because of all of the wonderful things that the users have gifted us, like a professional Dutch oven, which the handle's still very hot. Ow, fuck. I don't know what 2026 is going to be like. Parasitosis says, ending on a high note for sure. Absolutely. This is really, really good food, you guys. Bibo Bobo says, I Dutch oven my girlfriend all the time. Yeah, they're really an amazing tool to have in the kitchen. JSBX fan says, I'm Asian and have never made Dan Dan noodles. Good on you for having no fear, Hen Hen. Thank you, JSBX fan. This has been really, really an uplifting experience. This is the last stream before the new year, 2026. I think we're going to have all kinds of killer recipes, and I just couldn't be happier. I think it's time for us to do the thank you song. And we did have another request, and of course I didn't write it down. Was it Beanie Bo Beanie? Because sometimes I get it by memory. But somebody requested the All Lang Syne from the Jose Suicidio album. Does anybody, can I get a verification of that? Our intern, Beanie Bo Beanie, was it you who asked for All Lang Syne? Or Fat Honger? Okay, so it was Fat Honger. Thank you, Fat Honger. And thanks, Parasitosis B and It's Kate X for being on the ball. We're going to go ahead and honor Fat Honger by doing the song to the tune of All Lang Syne by Jose Suicidio. Thanks, Orlando Trustful. That's very nice of you. This streaming thing has been just such a blast, and I can't wait to do more of it in 2026. And I couldn't do it without all of these users who put together itineraries for the special streams. Quanto, the technical advisor, people contributing songs, like JV's text song that he gave me back from Connecticut earlier this year, and so many people, the moderators, the folks that run the Discord, the big name streamers who have given us an audience, like Nim, who included me on his New Year's show, which is always a highlight of my year, and also the Tier 3 subscribers. Thank you all. So let's go ahead. And Parasitosis says 2025 was a wild and saucy year. Yeah, it was saucy. It wasn't as good as my Dan Dan sauce. It was saucy in sort of a chaotic way, but it was. Profiteng BG says, love you, Henry. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Beanie Bo Beanie, for being a great intern. And thanks for letting me every now and then accidentally show your submission picture, which took the prize. Mimsy Coon says, one day I too will get you a tier 3. Oh, there's absolutely no obligation from anybody. So please don't feel obligated, but it's always appreciated if some people do that. But I'm going to go ahead and do this song here to say goodbye. And thanks, Mark Cohen, for the game today. That was fun. R2 Peepoo says, thanks for the kitchen tips today. Thanks, R2 Peepoo. And let's see if we have any other alerts here before we do the song. Tony Spumoni has gifted a sub, or has subscribed. Thank you very much, Tony Spumoni. And Eclipse Producer cheered. BK69 says, any chance of getting a Brendan Walsh as Scary Monster guest star for an episode in 2026? Been too long. I love Scary Monster. I remember that from back in the day. I'll see if Brendan wants to do that sometime. That would be fun. Okay, Sigwaro U says that would be awesome. Official Shitter says, thanks. Here's to a great 2016. All right. That might have been a typo, or maybe you're just hoping that you can retrofit 2016 to being a great year. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this song now. Requested to us by our very own Fat Hunger, and to the tune of Jose Suicidio's All Lang Syne. And again, there is going to be a Jose Suicidio album. I'm trying to get him to finish it by February, mid-February or the end of February. And a lot of the songs, some of the songs have been previewed here during the intro section, and I think it's coming out pretty good. And also, we have 2 tour dates so far in the Midwest. February 22nd, St. Louis, Missouri, and March 1st, Chicago, Rosemont, specifically Zany's Comedy Club. You can check that out at henrys.kitchen under the tour section, and there's a link right there in the chat section, or henryphillips.com/tour dates or whatever. But here we go. Dude Tranquil, yeah, St. Louis. It's in the Central West End, which is one of my favorite neighborhoods, and it's called Blue Strawberry, and the place is beautiful. And I don't feel worthy to play there. It looks like they have a lot of Grammy Award winning people there, but we're gonna have a good time. Here we go. Cannon, Dingo, Bob, Dom Beef, Hot Bear 110. Do Dingle Dog, Goggle, Dr. Flanges and Bacchus, Shane Yes, Beelzebub, Mochi's Nirvana, it's Kate, Kairosa, Bumble Vision, the LGX, Chef Reactions, Husky Boyo, Bill Arkin Music, the Toilie, and Nim, Moon, Emaru, Orca Mind, S Fan Bonnie, Dazzle Cat, Blurry Little Quest, Borson, Vanilla, and Parasitosis. And don't forget Quanto, Embry, 225, Yarchasm, Nico Tazo, Michael Bublé, 44, wait. Oh, Embry, 225, Yarchasm, Nico Tazo, Michael Bublé, 4422, Potato Cap Raider, Passion, Airman, Ocean, 64, Midnight, Faded GSPX Fan, Aciditas, Pole Boy, 789, Lacey T, Purple Donut Filling his Fruit, Tankard and Borson, Vince, Zodiac Tone, Gary Busey, ASMR, Lurk, Bull, Shandis, Nova Glarian, Mr. Gooseberry, BT, D's Nuts, Game Master, Flash, Cat Food, Taste Tester, The Cheernex, Mochi's Nirvana, Red Hot Hibachi, Ransom, GR, Aciditas, Michelle Heffy, Dazzle Cat, Zod, Bane, Toke My Nuts, Saguaro. Can you imagine if this was on regular TV and somebody was just flipping around? I think we'd find out that I'm not necessarily a TV type guy. Here we go. Toke My Nuts. Oh yeah. Burrito 55555, Dinosaur, JV's Text, Sickly Boy, Beelzebub, Hand Lips 1, and Caitlin's Kitchen. And don't forget Quanto. I'm gonna have more of these fucking kick-ass Dan Dan Cabbage noodles or whatever the fuck it was. Sorry about all the language, but this was just really good. Make this recipe. Just watch the VOD and just do it exactly the way I did it. Be good to yourself. This was really good. Or just look up Dan Dan Cabbage. It's stuck in my throat. I want to say a proper send-off. Let's see if I can get roast beef. I gave roast beef just a little bit of a touch. I don't like to do it too much, but I just kind of wanted him to say goodbye, but he's sleeping, so I don't want to disturb him too much. Anyway, he loves all of you, and I just want to say Happy New Year to everybody, because I won't be there when you're actually celebrating New Year, so I'll say it in advance. And I just want to say thanks everybody for being such killer people and such a great community, and just for everything you do. I'm just really excited about making really good food today, and I'm feeling a little emotional about it. I'll be back at the regular time. The next one coming up would be Wednesday, and I'll be making my video for the first on Patreon. So you'll be able to see that. And don't forget, every Tuesday morning, I'm uploading an unreleased kitchen video to YouTube, so you can subscribe to that at Henry Phillips' YouTube channel. And basically, I've just got kitchen coming out of my ass. And BK69 says, you rule. Hey, thank you very much. Oh, awesome. The Bone Zone was so much fun. Thanks, BK. Donnie Wahlberg, thank you so much for checking in today. Au revoir, which means goodbye in chef speak. Yeah. And thanks, everybody. Take care of your colon, Henry. Thank you, ITB Onichan. I hope everybody has a great new year, and I'll see you Wednesday at the regular time, 11 a.m. Pacific. Let's all be good to each other and just enjoy. All right, everybody. I'll see you at the new year, 2026.